What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? Uncle Joey here. It's Wednesday, the 11th of May. Greetings from Podcast Village. Uncle Joey's Joint is brought to you by Onnit. Listen, whether it's Shroom Tech, Alpha Brain, Shroom Tech Sport, Shroom Tech Immune, the Protein Bites, Onnit has it all. The CMT oil, Onnit has it all. You understand me? I love them. I've been with them for 10 years. I go on Alpha Brain fucking cycles like people go on steroid cycles. I'm always on the Shroom Tech Sport when I go to the gym to give me that little extra fucking boost. If you don't like pills, they got Alpha Brain in a powder form. You can put it in your shaker. I mean, I love everything about Onnit, and so should you. Right now they're having, I think it's the tail end of the semi-annual sale, so you won't need a fucking code. They just slashing fucking prices on kettlebells, club bats, everything. I can only just help you with the vitamins and the supplements, but they're having a semi-annual sale on everything. There's no code needed. The prices are that low. Do me a favor, go to Onnit.com right now. And if they're not having the sale, press in code CHURCH or Joey and get 10% off. And it's delivered right to your house. The joint is also brought to you by my all-time favorite, CBD Lion. Listen, if you're looking for CBD, maybe you don't even know what CBD is. Do yourself a favor. Go to CBDLion.com right now and read up on the third-party lab results. This is not some gasoline attendant selling you this. This is not some guy with an iPad selling you this at a gas station or some fucking liquor store. This is Uncle Joey telling you to go to CBD Lion and read. Read about CBN, CBY, CBD, and the benefits and how it can help you. Whether it's pain, irritability, anxiety, whatever you may have, find out how CBD Lion can help you. Within the bath balls, the fucking weed they have now, they have joints, they have cream. If you need it, CBD Lion has it, but it all starts with you. Go to CBDLion.com right now. Read, please read. Read what's available to you. You're going to be fucking amazed. Press in code Joey at church, get 20% off, and it's delivered right to your house. No more fucking headaches for you. So go to CBDLion.com right now and knock yourself the fuck out. The joint is ready to fucking go. This fucking candle ain't light. I think they sold me a trick candle at that place. I love you cocksuckers. Enjoy.
Hey, how you doing? Come on in. Yeah, Joey's in the back.
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint.
What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? It's Wednesday, May 11th. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint. It's a beautiful fucking day to be alive. It's been a weird week, but not really. Hopefully, the NFTs get put up today on Patreon, so that's a fucking good thing. NFTs, like electronic art, a lot of people are into them. I don't know much about them. I know that I was getting tortured for a few weeks if I was going to do NFTs, and my agent called with an NFT guy, so I said, fuck it, let's put it together. A little something for the fucking Patreon people. You got to take care of your people. And I wanted to talk to you people about something today that's been on my mind lately. I was talking to my neighbor the other day, and he was talking to me about this period of time that we've gone through, And it was weird. Like, I was fucked up like everybody else. March, April, May, June, July. I had my ups and my downs. I had to make decisions. But a decision that came to me July 12th, the day that they said they weren't going to reopen the schools, I had to make a decision on what to do with my daughter. And I was like, fuck it. She's going to school, so I got to move. I didn't know where I was going to move. But there was another decision I made on July 12th. And this goes back to journaling, and it goes back to all these things that I do to be a better me, and that's checking yourself from time to time. You have to be honest enough to look at yourself in the mirror and go, what are the areas I need fucking help with? Like, what the fuck is going on with my life? Like, I didn't want to move to New Jersey and bring luggage. You know, I was on Rogan one time, and he asked me about how I got funny. Like, I went from being a mediocre comic to a good comic in 98. And I explained to him that we lose luggage as we get older. You learn how to deal with personal conflicts, and you eliminate them, and it makes you better. Whether it's addictions, you know, I became better as I was giving things up. You know, I always knew I wasn't going to give up reefer, and when I was doing coke, I was committed to cocaine. I mean, I'm not going to lie to nobody. I was committed to cocaine because I knew I wasn't going to quit. But I was also committed to quitting when it came time to quit, and I got better from it. So as a human being, you have to look at yourself from time to time and go, I'm a fucking piece of shit like I did. I'm slipping in all these areas. And nothing was more evident to me was when I did something I'm totally against, and that's watching myself. Right before we moved one day, I go, if I start a podcast, what do I want the next podcast to be if I do start that? And I turned on the church, and I saw myself with a fucking white T-shirt on, and I realized that right there I had been slipping. You're not supposed to wear fucking T-shirts as a T-shirt. Right there, like my mind, right there, like just those little things made me know that my mind wasn't right at that time. I don't know if it was the edibles I was taking, the fucking amount of reefer I was taking, what I was going through, the podcast, going on the road. I don't know what had happened, but I knew one thing, that I had let myself go in a lot of little areas. If you look at me today, I could tell you one thing. I gave up butter. I only eat one piece of toast for breakfast, wheat toast, and I put butter on it, and I put butter on mashed potato, you know, I put butter on corn. I eliminated butter from my life. So I lost 30 fucking pounds. That's what you mean to tell me? Because I was eating that much butter. I wasn't. But there were all these things that I had to stop doing. You know, listen, I got problems. I'm always going to be doing some type of fucking something. So instead of doing the edibles in the daytime, I moved them tonight to sleep. That was a big step right there. Me not doing edibles at all from the daytime. You guys know me from all the way in fucking September. I wanted to improve on my sleep. I wanted my body to get stronger. You know, I had the fucking surgery out of nowhere. I decided on the surgery in December, you know, like a bionic fucking man. My goal every day during this pandemic was to come out of it. I knew it was eventually going to end. But what position was I going to be in when it ended? I know right now there's people that are drinking 3 times the amount they were drinking before the pandemic because they started drinking earlier now. They started drinking at 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock because their day was gone. They collect unemployment. They got no fucking job. They got no screen to look at. I'm not mad at you. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just talking about the truth here. So I wanted to come out of this a lot better than I went into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my goal once I realized that I was fucking up for so long, you know. Quitting the reefer was not in my plan at all. That was not in my plan. I could show you the fucking change manifesto I wrote, and reefer was not in my plan. What was in my plan was to cut down a little bit. I felt that I was smoking a little too much. I felt that I was smoking in the daytime, and I felt that I was carrying over into my family life. And that's why I had to fucking stop. Like right now, I would love to smoke a joint. It's my fucking basement. Weed is legal in Jersey. But I'm disrespecting my daughter. This is her house also. 3 people live in this house. This is not just my house. 3 people live in this house. And I had to make I had to make a decision about that. I didn't want to smoke anymore in the house. You know, you got to go outside. Down the road, there's a little fucking parking lot that you could smoke your brains out. There's no cops there. Nobody will say nothing to you. It's just a short drive up, and if the cops come, I could walk home, you know. But these are all little decisions that I made to be a better person. I improved on my journaling. I worked on me being a better husband because I'll tell you what, this pandemic, when I found out that we were going to be stuck in a house, You know, instead of becoming her enemy, I became her friend. So out of this fucking pandemic, I became a way better husband, a way better fucking father. You know, I got sick and tired of calling on Saturday mornings, and my daughter's with her friends, and my wife is with her friends and my friends, and I'm in some fucking hotel room in fucking Kansas City playing tiddlywinks, you know. That's not what I want to do. So when I do go on the road, it's going to probably be one-offs. You know, I'll do a Friday theater somewhere, a Thursday theater somewhere. It's not going to be, I can't keep fucking up my Saturdays for my daughter. During the week, it's one thing. During the week, she's got school. And, you know, my rule in my house has always been Monday through Friday, do whatever the fuck you want. Saturday and Sunday, you got a commitment to your fucking family, you know. So that's been my whole thing since the beginning. Eventually, I have a plan. And my plan is this, to quit smoking for so long that when I start smoking again, I'll just start smoking at night, and I'll get so far. I'm going to go back to 14 milligram weed. I'm going to try to get 14% weed and start from there and work myself up. That's how you do it.
Just smoke a little puff.
That's how you do it. You get your tolerance back. I did this in 89, 90 when I was in the halfway house. I would roll a joint and just take one little hit and get fucking blasted. I would get fucking blasted. So this is what my goal is again. So for you fucking top heavy duty guys, Uncle Joey's just taking a breather. Unbeknownst to me and unbeknownst to you, we have a little Zoom guest today. I know you guys, some of you don't like it, some of you don't give a fuck, and some of you is like, Joey, we love what you're doing, and I appreciate it. This is the only way to do it now. And until we move, this is the new standard. A lot of people don't want to do face-to-face, so what do you want me to fucking tell you? I'm here face-to-face with you cocksuckers twice a week. That's all you fucking need. But without further ado, my brother, Mr. Ari Shaffir. What's going on, cocksucker?
Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What the fuck is that behind you? What are you, at fucking ground zero or some shit?
Yeah, I'm rebuilding it so people can knock it down again.
What's happening, brother? How are you?
I'm great. It's
How
fucking
long have you been
summertime in
back
New York.
for? How long have you been back for?
2.5 weeks, 3
What do you
weeks.
think so far?
It's overwhelming.
How is New York?
I got called an asshole my second day here.
By who?
But I was making it right on red. I forgot. I've been in a different country. I was making it right on red. Fucking asshole. It was 3 lanes over. And I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. Calm down. My dog would cut off somebody jogging. She's like, put your fucking jog in, asshole. I just
different
met everybody with
city,
good morning.
Huh? It's a different fucking city, isn't it?
Oh my God.
6
It is
months
nuts.
made a fucking difference. That pandemic fucking killed that New York City. I was there 3 weeks ago. I was in shock.
You really? Why?
Yeah, I had to go in the daytime, and I was blown the fuck away. There was nobody there.
Oh no, Times Square is fucking empty. That's why all the homeless had to move down to the fucking East Village.
There's nobody there. Nobody in the city. Fucking, 11 in the morning. I left the fucking North Bergen at 10:15, and I got to 40th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue at 10:30.
Zero traffic.
Zero traffic. I smoked a number. There was nobody on the street.
Yeah.
The Chipotle was open. I went in there to get like a mix. I do the beans and rice sometimes.
That's your first
in a
mistake.
pinch.
You're in New York City and you're getting Chipotle? How
Dog,
dare
there
you?
was nothing else open. There was nothing else on the block. Trust me, I'm not a Chipotle guy at all. But
Yeah.
if I'm in a pinch, the black beans and white rice aren't that bad. I get the veg. I don't eat the meat or nothing. I ate it the last time I was in New York because I was staying on 33rd and 3rd, and there was nothing open at night in that area. So that's why I moved out of that fucking hotel, because I had to go to Chipotle the one night, and it was good. It was good that night. I'm like, the black beans and rice are good. Then I went to California. I went to the movies one day, and I go, I'll eat a Chipotle. I had to throw the fucking thing away. It was so goddamn bad. But if I'm in a pinch and I'm hungry,
is the place over there.
and there's no bodegas open or nothing like that, I gotta hit fucking.
Really?
I gotta hit fucking Chipotle if I'm in a pinch. Trust me, I don't want to do it either, but you got to do what you got to fucking do. What else is going on with you? You doing stand up?
You look good.
Yeah, man. I had to change it all up. I had to change my life all
lose
around.
weight for the knee?
I wanted to lose weight just for personal reasons. I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to change my diet up. I changed the lifting up. Like I told you, I haven't smoked pot in a week just because I would never even imagine that Joey Diaz couldn't smoke pot. I wouldn't even do a 420 fucking podcast because it was like, I'm lying to them. If I do a 420, I haven't eaten an edible in the daytime since October.
Dude, one of my favorite memories is you at the Improv in Hollywood, and you told the crowd, you're like, yeah, I stopped smoking weed, and they all were like, what? They were like, boo, and you're like, oh, I still vape and do edibles. And they were like, oh, all right. Like we misunderstood.
Yeah, no, I still take my edibles to go to sleep at night. Last night, I laid down, my heart was beating up a storm. I'm like, what the fuck was in this edible? I took like 3 200 milligram capsules, and I fucking took like the tea and 2 gummies that are like 5
here
milligrams.
Are killing me.
Why?
I didn't get used to it. 6 months, I haven't had any regular edibles, and the weed they have is all dipped in acid, so it's fucking. It's not as strong, but it's more psychedelic.
Where?
And so I ate edibles here, and it's like Ecuador.
The weed is dipped in acid?
A lot of it, yeah.
Really?
They love acid there. Yeah, they love acid. They'll just give it a little sprinkle.
And when you get fucking high, what do you see? What kind of devil do you see when you smoke a joint?
Like lines. I was smoking in the Amazon, and I was staring out. It's a sunset. All the birds are coming out, and I just see these lines in the fucking. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of weed is this? I didn't figure it out for about a month, and somebody told me, some local was like, oh yeah, a lot of people dip there. Weed and acid here, probably what you got. I mean, I was just like visuals on weed, and I'm like, maybe it's just. And I'm like, no, I'm a fucking pothead. There's no weed that's going to be stronger than I've smoked. This didn't make any sense until they hit me with that acid info.
That's crazy. You miss Ecuador?
I'm not complaining. Yeah.
I mean, you're a world fucking traveler, man. You're a world fucking traveler. I give you that props right off the bat. You don't give a fuck where you go. China, Korea. You wanted to go to Cuba. Everybody wants to go to fucking Cuba.
They wouldn't let us in.
You know there were less than 100 COVID cases there? They fucking did it. Nobody talks about Cuba when it comes to COVID.
They nailed it.
One person. They fucking nailed it. They had the medication. They don't need no fucking stinking vaccine. They got a pill that you're home within 3 fucking hours in Cuba. Nobody got fucking COVID. They wouldn't let nobody into the island. If you had it, you got shot. That's it. No spreading. We're just shooting you. What do you want, a cigarette or a cigar?
They did something there. Exactly. They did something there. You told me about it. Like, it's $1,000 ticket if you're caught without your mask.
$1,500 fine without a mask.
And by the way, they're a lot poorer than here. So that $1,500 is like $10,000 here, and people are just like, I'm not doing it.
They'll throw you in jail.
That's what they did in Galapagos. Same shit. If they full lockdown at 4 p.m. You can't be outside. And so like, what happened? Like one of our friends did. Like what happened? Like they were arrested, let out the next day, and they said if we catch you again, it's going to be a week. So it was like people just stopped fucking with it.
There was a place in Mexico where the narcos were shooting people if you didn't have a mask. If you didn't have a fucking mask, you were getting shot. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
And you're doing stand-up. You're back at it. You're at the stand on Tuesday nights. You're doing the little fucking show. How do you feel?
I feel terrible. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. I mean, I'm okay. It's not that. If I can riff and make fun of a crowd member, that's okay. What's the problem is there's 3 stages of stand-up right now. There's whatever I built in the last few months. There's last summer stuff, with the election and Black Lives Matter and fucking who knows what, COVID. And then there's stuff I was doing before. And I feel like a fraud doing the shit from 16 months ago. I feel like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You couldn't write anything? You're still doing that. I feel like an asshole doing that. Even though if it's good material, I'm just like, not yet. I can't do it yet. I'll get back to it, but not yet.
What about the material from the special?
Done. I finished that tour.
So that's it. You're like me. You don't want to use that material.
It's holding you back after a while.
I'll tell you what. I didn't get on stage for 7 months. I got on stage like in September, and it felt good for about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It felt good. I did 10 minutes, and it felt good for 4 minutes. And then I started doing spots at Uncle Vinny's, who I loved the club. I loved Dino. I love everything about that place. And the more I went down there, Ari,
Yeah.
I felt the more a fraud.
Why?
Because
I
just
hear
like
you.
what you said, the material was old. Like, I would sit at the computer here and look at the old material and try to write new material, and I would get down there and I'd forget the new material. And
Yeah.
I'd have to hit them with old material, and I'd feel like a fucking loser at the end of the night. I kept doing it and going to Uncle Vinny's and doing it. And I really wasn't happy with the work I was doing. I didn't
Yeah,
want people to
especially over the
see me.
summer. You had like this
Yeah.
massive election. You had Black Lives Matter. You had COVID. You had all this new stuff, and you're still doing. Not you, but I mean, if someone's still doing like traffic's crazy on 42nd, huh? And you're like, what?
The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
No, I wasn't in the moment. I didn't feel myself being in the moment.
yeah.
And then I had the knee surgery, and I took a month off, and I started doing Wednesdays again. And then I tore my IT band. It still fucking hurts in my calf. If I
No.
get
What'd you
up.
do? What were you doing, Duncan?
You want me to tell you the truth?
Trying to
Getting
do
on,
a fucking windmill?
getting on stage. I didn't know what I was doing, and when I
Wait.
went to get on stage, I got on stage with the right leg. And I got to tell you something. As soon as I stepped, it was like a 12-inch step, and I didn't realize it. I felt the whole fucking bone in my leg rattle. I felt everything rattling, and I'm on stage. I got a pain pill in my pocket that I cannot take. And
Wow.
I'm trying to do material with this fucking pain that is ripping through my body. And I went home, and when I got home, I went up the stairs. My wife was gone that weekend, and when I walked up the stairs, I hurt my leg again, and I had to put ice on it and just lay down, and it was shaking. I didn't know what happened. The next day it was a little swollen. And like later that week, I went to the doctor, and they told me they did an x-ray, and they go, you ripped your IT muscle. So they did like a little incision and put some stuff in there. It was painless. It was evasive. But you know what? It never really healed yet. The knee is healed.
Dude,
It's the
I've heard
IT
people
band.
being rusty, forgetting what to do on stage. I've never heard of someone forgetting how to get onto the stage.
When I got onto the stage, I got on with my right foot. I forgot all about the surgery.
Damn.
You know, you're doing stand-up. You're excited. You're not thinking about it. Now I look at every fucking step I take. I'm worse than fucking Sting. I have to look at every fucking step I take. Every step I take, I got to look at my fucking feet. But that night, I fucked up my leg. I went to the doctor, and she told me I tore it. And she goes, just stay off it. So I'm going to catch 22. Because you got to go to the gym and ride the bike to maneuver your knee, and you got to use the IT muscle. So the more I build it, I rip it the following week again with the exercise. So it's just fucking killing me. Like I'm lying to you. It's not killing me right now.
I know what you
But
mean.
there's
It
times I'm
keeps
walking
redoing
and I go, like I step wrong. Like yesterday, I went to my daughter's softball practice, and when I got up off the bleachers one time, I put my leg out too far, and I could feel. What are we, a cheer? I don't fucking cheer. What am I, a cheerleader? I just sit there with my mouth shut. You can't say nothing because they'll throw you out of the league.
You got to bring the old school in. You got to bring the old school cheering like you did in Saturday Night Fever, where you're like, "Don't let that stick strike you out." Like, dude, crazy shit. I'm like, oh my.
Last week the coach got into an argument with the ump, and my old Joe Diaz came in, and I'm like, "Ump, you suck." And one of the parents is like, don't say that. They won't let you on the field. You won't be allowed on the field no more. You can't say that.
Oh, my God.
The ump just ran the fuck away. And the coach said something to me 2 nights ago at practice. He goes, hey, the reason why I was mad at that ump, I fucking emailed people afterward, and they told me the ump was wrong, so the ump had to apologize to me. So I kind of felt shitty that I told the ump he sucked, because he did suck, you know.
Well, whatever. Don't suck then.
By the way, that thing you told me, listen, we've watched a lot of movies during this pandemic. I mean, I've watched thousands of fucking movies to the point where I can't watch another fucking movie. But I did watch Saturday Night
You rewatched it.
Fever way before you said that joke to me the other day.
Oh my god!
The other day I called Ari. I go, "What's going on?" He goes, "Nothing. I watched Saturday Night Fever last night. I didn't know there was so much rape in the movie." I go, "Oh my god, that's right. That's a big rapey movie."
All you remember is the dance contest. It's like sure, whatever. They just glance over the rapes.
Yeah, no, the rape was terrible. You know who the chick is that
Who?
got raped?
Yeah.
She's
Who?
Pat Parisi's wife on The Sopranos.
No way,
So
really?
if you watch The Sopranos, the mother, Pat Parisi, his wife, they only showed her like season 7.
Why are you crying when I do it? You didn't cry when he was back here.
Yeah, that is the most disturbing fucking movie in the world. All those 70 creepy cocaine movies, that beginning of... Last night I watched Papillon. Fucking
That's a good movie.
1973.
That's a good movie.
Wow.
How to Get Off the Island. That's a good movie. A long one, too.
Wow. I sat here till 11 o'clock just fucking mesmerized, trying to figure out who directed this movie. Because it was like a Stanley Kubrick type movie. I don't know. I got so fucking
they're trying to get off the island the whole time. And the rich, who was the rich guy? Was it the guy from The Graduate?
The fucking Jew, Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
He was tremendous. The rich guy.
He was tremendous with his
and
glasses.
they bump into Julio from Sanford and Son when they get to Honduras. And he fucking runs them out. I mean, the movie is fucking tremendous. But back to Saturday Night Live, I think the 70s, I think I saw, look, first of all, there's never been a rape scene that I've seen that I don't feel good.
It always
You feel creepy. Death Wish is the worst rape scene. Saturday Night Fever is another terrible rape scene. The worst rape scene is the movie with Jodie Foster. The Accused, when she's in the bar in Boston. That was tough, difficult.
Anytime it's tough, you just want it to end. You're just like, come on.
You're like, why do I have to fucking watch this shit? This is... Death Hunt's rape scene destroyed me when I was a kid. Because I saw it in the movie theater. Oh, the rape scene in Death Wish with Jeff Goldblum and... You know, I think it's Jeff Goldblum in the first one is fucking disturbing. And I saw it as a kid. And I remember thinking about my mother being at the bar going, holy shit, this could happen to my mother. Like, I'm going to fucking kill somebody if this happens. Like, this is not good. So, all those 70s movies that had those
that's my
rape
worst
scenes.
thing. Whenever in my head, like, if I don't know, let's say Brenda's and his wife are over and his wife's like, I'm going to walk the dog real quick. Anybody that I know that it's like they go outside and it goes in my head and start going like, oh, I wonder... If as soon as I start thinking rape, I just in my head I go, please just someone just murder them instead of that. Just like
I don't. I'm not big on none of that shit. And those 70 movies, they're a little bit on the graphic side.
They're
The
gritty.
Exorcist has been on the last 4 nights, and I didn't watch it. I'm like, I've seen it too much.
Yeah,
I got to prepare. Last time I saw the fucking Exorcist, I did mushrooms by mistake, and went home. I had like an ounce of mushrooms at the office, and Lee kept telling me that the mushrooms tasted like shit and that they grow in shit. How can I eat them? And I'm like, fucking Lee, everybody eats fucking mushrooms. You're the only person ever that's complained about them. I've been involved with mushrooms since 1983 in Colorado, and not one person has ever said to me, they taste like shit. You know, there's people that say they don't taste good and they make it into a tea.
Fuck off. Just eat it. Shut the fuck up. It's good for you. That's why
I got so fucking pissed at him one night that I took the biggest stem in the fucking bag. And I go, Lee, they don't taste like shit. I just chewed the whole fucking thing. All the way down, swallowed it. And then after the podcast, I went to pee and the bathroom was purple. And I'm like, I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. I got in the car. I ran home.
I made a big mistake.
And it was 10 to 11 when I got home. I go, perfect. I'll watch Eyewitness News and calm down a little bit and go to bed at midnight. And I scrolled. You know how you scroll to see what's coming on? The Exorcist was coming on. It was 10 to 11. I go, fuck it. I'll watch The Exorcist. Big mistake.
Yeah?
Big mistake.
This is too real. That movie's too real.
I lasted maybe 22 minutes.
Yeah.
And I had to turn it off and run into the bedroom like a little girl and just put my head under the pillow. Then I realized I couldn't fall asleep because I didn't have the sleep apnea mask on. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with my world? This is terrible.
Dude, when you were legitimately scared of a horror movie, I watched Cujo when I was still scared of dogs and tried to walk home 3 minutes at my friend Nathan Butler's house. there was a dog just barking, and I was like, "Fuck this!" I took it 45 minutes around the neighborhood, so I just have to pass that dog.
I gotta tell you something. You just reminded me of a fucking tremendous movie. I haven't watched
What?
Cujo in 20
Oh
years.
yeah,
I tell you, the movie sensation.
another one, real. It's real, so it's like, fuck, this could happen.
You know what's really good?
What?
The book. I read
I don't
that
know.
book when I was locked up.
Oh,
It's
the
a
Cujo,
good
the book.
Oh, very scary. I think it had a cover of a something on the cover. What is it? A dog? A lion? What are they scared of?
It's a dog, probably.
A dog, yeah.
Cujo's a dog. Yeah, it's a big
Yeah,
Saint Bernard.
It was a dog on the cover, fucking scary as shit. That book fucked me up. That's what turned me on to Stephen King. That's how I fell in love with Stephen King. That's one of his greatest fucking books, I think.
That's when I liked him. He's like, that version of Stephen King is like the old WWF with Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant and all them, and then how it changed. So Stephen King back then is Cujo, Carrie, Monkey Tales or whatever the one with the monkey on the cover is, the short stories. It's just like those. And then they did like the Watchtower or whatever, the Watcher, and that was like a later thing.
I was looking for that book. That book is due a read.
What? Which one?
On Writing by Stephen King. I don't know where the fuck it is. It's over there somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's due a read. That's a great book. The story about Carrie, how he was a janitor in Vermont at the time. He's a fucking janitor. So for you people who are janitors at home, you got hope. You got
That's
hope.
right.
Stephen
You could do Goodwill
King
Hunting. You could do Goodwill Hunting or Stephen King.
Yeah, he was a janitor, and he fucking was writing part-time. He didn't know where to start, like any other fucking schmuck. And he was writing a story about a girl who could move stuff with her mind telepathically. And he wrote the beginning where she got her period and she didn't want it. And he
Plug it up.
And he looked at himself.
Up.
He looked at himself and he goes, "What the fuck am I writing?" And he threw it away. And his wife walked past, looked in the garbage, took the script out, read it, and said, "What the fuck did you throw this away for? Finish this." And that's Carrie.
Wow.
Sometimes wives are fucking lifesavers. They'll
That's
tell
right.
you exactly what the fuck. We don't listen to them because we're jerk-offs.
Uh-huh.
But his wife told him to take it out and finish that fucking script.
You know what made that movie so good, too? That book so good is all the fucking Christian undertones to it. Because her mom, Sissy Spacek, in that movie, I think it was her.
Beautiful in that movie, she was.
Yeah, but it was like, you get under the stairs. And it was like this weird, like, you're being held down by Christianity while your wild other side is coming out just in this rageful... And they hit it with that pig's blood. Bad move.
That was a bad fucking movie.
That was a prequel to like when people knew jujitsu, but they didn't look tough. So people were like, we can pick on Carrie. She can't do shit, little scrawny bitch. What are you gonna do?
Carrie
like,
fucked their world up.
Uh-huh.
That's another movie that had a little bit of Travolta in it. That was when Travolta blew up.
What?
Travolta was huge on Saturday Night Live. Welcome Back, Kotter. So he was huge. They lied to you. They told you Travolta was in the movie, and when you went to the movie, Travolta was only like in 2 scenes.
What was he? Well, he was one of the jocks, right?
He's one of the guys that he busted the balls. He was the one chick's boyfriend.
That's right.
And at the end, he dies when she's walking down the road, and he's driving towards her, and he goes, "I'm gonna hit her," and he swerves, and she gives her the dee dee dee.
Yeah.
And then he fucking goes off the cliff and shit.
Oh,
he was only in it for maybe 1 or 2 scenes. They lied to you.
They lied because he's so big.
Travolta. So you went down there to see John Travolta. Little did they tell you he had 3 fucking lines in the movie.
Dude, he was on fire in Saturday Night Fever. He was so fucking electric.
He was great.
I always heard Tarantino talking about him, like bringing him out for Pulp Fiction. And he goes, he was one of the biggest movie stars in terms of movie stars, not in terms of like draw, but just in terms of how he took him to the screen. And I was like, I'll take your word for it, Tarantino. But then you see him and you're like, God damn, you're so brash and fucking, I would lick that guy's asshole in a movie like that. And if you took me back there, I'd be like, look my asshole or whatever. I can't do the impression. I'd be like,
look
whatever
my
you want.
asshole. Not anymore. Not now. You can't. Now he can't buy himself.
Now you got to
out.
get in line.
Now you got to fucking compete with him to give him a massage and shit like
That's right.
that. Poor
That's
John
right.
Travolta. He loves those young masseuses. His wife died. I mean, he's had a rough go of it. His son passed. So my heart goes out to the Travolta family. I mean, he's made, people beat up on him lately because of his movie choices. Bro, the guy's wife died. The guy's son died. God knows where his fucking mind is at. Give him a
They
fucking
want these
break.
guys to be at the top of their game forever. They'd rather them just die at 45. You see De Niro, same shit, where people are like, "What is this? What is it?" You know, and it's like, dude, he's an old man. He ain't a 26-year-old anymore. Like, fuck it, he's an old man. You're lucky he's doing anything.
You know, at the fucking Grudge match premiere, he fell asleep.
He was right in front of us. We were sitting
Right,
next to each other. I'm
he
like,
was
this
right
is
in
his
front of
movie.
us,
And he's like,
and he's passed the fuck out. It was past his bedtime. 8 o'clock and De Niro's already in fucking bed. But that's right, you went to the premiere with me.
That's right.
His head
It was
he had a
so
little
fun.
hat on. Remember, he had a little hat on?
Yeah,
his
he
head
had a
was
little,
all the
like,
way
paper boy
back.
hat.
And
He
he
was
was
out.
fucking snoring.
he wasn't out a little. He was out.
That's how you can
couldn't-
tell when you're in a bad movie, when you pass out at your own fucking movie. Once I saw he was
Zero
asleep, I'm like,
excitement.
this is a bad fucking movie. We're not going to make any fucking money with this movie. The movie ain't
The
a
only
bag
good
of
thing,
dog
the
shit.
only good thing is we left afterwards and we were taking pictures of the red carpet, and Big Pussy was there, and I
That's
was
what
there
you
when you
took
met
the
Big
picture.
Pussy the first time. My phone is off out of respect for the movie, and you're like, take the picture. I'm like, it's got to go on. It takes 3 minutes to go on these fucking iPhones, and he was like, hurry up, and I'm like, I'm trying, I gotta get this picture.
Remember, we were walking down the stairs. That's how we bumped into Puss. We were walking down the stairs, all of us. It was like 200 people, and I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Finally, I get to
Everybody
meet you.
tells me I look like you. I can't believe it's you. Everyone's like, who's this Joey Diaz? You look like Joey Diaz. I'm like, who the fuck is Joey Diaz? It was so cool. It was so cool seeing you guys face to face. It was like, wow. It was like fucking Macho Man and Hulk Hogan turning around. It was like just two powerhouses meeting each other.
So
Oh,
what are your plans now? What do you want to do now? What's your next move? What are you thinking?
go back on the road, build a new hour. You know, I start road with my leftover shit and get on June 11th and 12th in Hartford, and then some gigs in July and then September hard. Also, though, dude, listen, I like to go up on stage. I'll go up nonstop, but the travel, that's going to cut down. You know, I like doing stand up, but I can do it for $25 here as much as I can do it for $2,000, you know, on a flight. So it's like, I'm doing some gigs, but I'm taking August off to go get drunk with my friends. I love last summer in New York. They do walktails. They fucking put a Capri Sun pouch full of margarita and said, enjoy. And you just walk around. You're right next to a cop. Which way is 17th Street? And they're like, it's that way, sir. They're all scared of us now. Now you can smoke weed right in front of cops. Weed is legal in New York now for black people, too. It's fucking great. And you smoke weed and drink in the streets. And I'm like, I'm doing that again. I told all my friends, take August off if you know what's good for you. We're going to have a great time, go to Jones Beach, have a fucking blast, throw up in the street at fucking 6 p.m. like a man. So I'm going to do a lot more of that, hanging out, enjoying myself. And then September, I'll hit it hard again.
What do you think about the state of stand-up for right now for you? What do you think?
I think I'm going to have more fun with it again. Because the last whole tour, I was trying to build a specific hour about Judaism and religion in general. And now it's like those shackles come off. I'm going to have fun again. I remember I'm doing these shows that these young comics run. And they're still creative. They're still like, I'm going to try a character today. Or I'm going to do this today. And it's like, oh, yeah. Just fun for fun's sake. So, like, do more of that. Do more like, hey, come meet me at the stand. Let's do a little sketch instead of doing stand-up. Let's have a fucking good time. You know? Come meet me at the cellar. Let's just fuck around. Let's pretend I'm a terrorist. Remember Dom Herrera's, what was his character? Razor or Arrow? I forget what the name. And it was a brand new open micer. He would get flustered all the time. He'd be like, hey, you guys ever take the bus? Sometimes and somebody goes, yeah. And he goes, and you have to start over. Hey, you guys ever take the bus? Sometimes it was just like, it's so fun. I don't know. That's what I want to do. I want to have fun again. I want to have fun with travel. I'm combining everything. I got 2 weeks in Washington State, Spokane and Tacoma in, I think, September. So O'Neill's going to open for me. Matt Egger's going to open for me. Adam Egan's going to come meet me. Pete C's going to come meet me. We're going to go camping in between. It's a 4-hour drive, so we're going to drive 2 hours, go camping for 4 days, and then fucking do the other shows. I'm having fun. That's what I'm planning for stand-up. You got to hold on to the good parts of this fucking COVID, you know? Some people, it's so terrible, but I'm like, yeah, all these businesses closed. First of all, a lot of those businesses fucking sucked. Let's all be honest with ourselves. When that guy delivered food cold late at night, you're like, I hope you got a business. Well, guess what? You got your fucking wish. So you got to hold on to the good parts, and that's what I'm trying to do. Hold on to the good parts of COVID. You know? Everybody over 70 is dead already.
I want this shit to be over with. I see a light at the end of the tunnel like everybody else sees, you know. I don't know what I'm going to do with stand-up yet You know, I just had another call today for a publisher. I've got like 6 chapters written. I got
nice
Jimmy
stuff.
Florentine's cousin, niece. She's a writer. She's already an author. She's published.
She's gonna help you.
So I've been working with her since January.
Cool.
So I think that if we continue to do this, the book will be out by the book will be finished by November and out by February. Maybe March the latest, because they want an audio book also with the companies I'm meeting with. So I got my hands full with that. You know, the podcast is struggling. I don't give a fuck. I just
struggling. What do you mean?
I
really?
just like the idea of coming out and talking and giving my thoughts out, whether they like it or not. You know, we know the window. You know the podcast window. You know the entertainment world, and you have to take advantage of it when the iron is hot. And sometimes the iron gets cold, but you still got to do your fucking thing regardless. Every day you got to push, and that's what I'm doing. You know.
I'm starting to think the interview podcast has kind of run its course.
Yeah, I think the interview podcast.
Everybody's got one, so you're not uncovering anybody's story. You're just hearing the same stories over and over again. Different people start getting like autopilot-y a little bit, but it's just like it's headed back to either the Morning Zoo type podcasts, like Legion of Skanks or Your Mom's House or shit like that, just like fun for fun's sake. But even that is like, we didn't get into this to be radio hosts. We were just doing it for a little bit. We're all stand-ups. So it's just like, whatever. Once you're making enough to get by, may as well have fun.
You know, for me, I just wanted to get out of this funk. The pandemic affected me weird, like all the news.
Got to stop reading the news, dude.
It created. I gave up in fucking July. Good. Thank you for telling me, you know, now. But I stopped last July before I moved, but the damage was already done.
Sure.
You know, the damage is already done. I figured out that I couldn't watch the news anymore. I haven't watched it at all. Nothing. I could care less about politics. I could care less about anything else. I knew that, you know, you got to distance yourself. You got to wear your mask. That's what I knew, so that's what I did, you know.
The only news you need is a weather report.
Did you get vaccinated?
Yeah, I got my one. I got my next one like in a week or so.
Yeah, I got vaccinated.
Good.
Regardless of what people said. Listen, you're going to need that card for a while to get into places. They're going to break your fucking balls.
You can't get in the Yankee Stadium without the card, so I'm doing it. Plus, I heard there's a side effect that turns your dick bigger than it normally is.
Well, so whatever the fuck the side effect is, I really don't give a fuck. I just wanted to get this over with because I got sick and tired of getting the emails every 3 days. You ate lunch at a place, the waitress was contaminated.
No way, really?
You came to Kohl's and paid for fucking something, and you got an email. The cashier had it, and then it started at the comedy club where I was going, and I was like, you know what? That's it. I can't take this. You know, I was taking so many tests. I had the guy like on a salary for fucking 2 months. The guy told me to come here so much. Yeah, because I was going there so much. The guy's like, listen, Joey, I would just work with you. You know, just give me like fucking 80 a test or whatever.
Did you pull out any of your 90s Coke?
Nah, that shit's gone. It's been 13 years.
There's got to be one pocket in there.
No, because remember I had the nose surgery?
Uh-huh.
I had the nose surgery. And that's when they found the hidden treasures and the big snots
what's his name?
and
like,
the coke rocks.
Who uncovered the tomb?
You know what my doctor's name was that did the surgery? Dr. Line.
Dr. Line?
That was his name, Dr. Line. I'm like, you're my perfect fucking doctor.
Just draw out Dr. Line.
And he knew it, too. After the surgery, he's like, man, you had some weird stuff in there. I go, I know. 27 years of doing blow. You're going to find Hoffa or his cousin. You're going to find something in that fucking schnoz. Look at the size of it now. And I lost weight on my face. It's even bigger than ever. I look like an angry Jew now and shit.
That's right. That always give me shit for having a big nose. What about Diaz? Everybody overlooks Diaz.
Yeah, this weight loss is, it's been great. Listen, I'm having a great time, Ari. I got to be honest. Listen, if you want me to tell you, I was telling Mike, I miss the good people from L.A. I miss the Jerry Roaches and the Steve Simones.
Jerry Roach, yeah.
And the people that just had no malice in their heart. I don't miss the desperation. I don't miss talking to fucking agents and managers. God damn. I don't miss that chatter. You know, a couple weeks ago, a friend of mine called me, and she's like, I think you would work well with these people. They manage a lot of podcast people. The 10-minute call was brutal. Ari, listening to him, just listening to the guy, I finally just hit fucking end. And I text the guy and I said, the phone call went down. Then he kept texting me back, when are we going to meet? I don't want to meet. I don't want to see nobody.
You
If
just
you're
hear
gonna
them talking, that Hollywood way of talking. And you're
just
like,
that
oh,
Hollywood way of talking, I'm done. Like, I've detoxed now to the point where I look at comics and I can tell what the fuck their problem was. I could tell if their dad molested them, if their uncle stuck a finger up their ass, if they got beat up. Like, now when I see a comic, I'm like, oh, this goes back to this. Like, I'm so far away from that realm of LA. I got nothing against anybody. I still love the comedians I loved. I love,
it's just that LA itself
Brad,
infected
Bird. I
normal
love everybody.
people got soured.
It
Normal, good people got soured.
It did.
And they felt like they had to, like, do this. Oh, I got to go talk to that guy. He's a big guy. It's like, but this guy's your friend. This guy's a fellow fucking Yankee fan. You'd rather talk to this guy. But that guy's on a show. Like, that's not, you're not that guy. You're not that person who would choose that over that. And yet, everyone felt like they had to. It got sick. It got really sick.
You know, you remember when we first got to the store in 97, 98?
It was, 99 for me. It was a fucking rat hole. Nobody cared about anybody. Nobody's doing shit.
Nothing. But remember
Everybody
those
was
older
genuine.
guys? Do you remember those older guys that hung out?
Yeah, sure.
I remember even then
Talking about
looking
the
at
80s.
those guys and going, I don't want to become one of them. I don't want to become one of them.
Yeah.
If there's anything I want out of comedy, is I want to do comedy, but I don't want to be one of those guys that's holding on to this place for fucking the last hurrah. And listen, that wasn't my situation. That wasn't my case. I was very lucky at 58 that I walked out of the comedy store. I didn't walk out. I didn't crawl out on my knees. I walked out like a fucking man. I'm very proud of that. But at the same time, I put my 30 years in.
The Comedy Store was always a place for young comics to grow, and they told me when I started there, the reason to get into the Comedy Store is to eventually get out of the Comedy Store.
To get out of the comedy
And then it
store.
became more popular, and people stayed and stayed and stayed. There was no, like, reforestation. You're supposed to go 10, 15 years, get a sitcom, get out. Somebody new who was 2 years in, now he's 7 years in, now they're great. And then they get a sitcom 7 years later, somebody else comes up. It was always that cycle. People stayed, but man, I argue with people on this a lot. To me, the heyday of the Comedy Store is not when you have lineups of, like, Silverman, David Spade, Rogan, Fitzsimmons, the guy from Texas, Jim Jeffries. It's not that. The heyday was a bunch of nobodies, and then let's see if we can see some fucking older comic fucking somebody in the back. You know, we have a little fucking makeshift casino where the bartenders aren't even fucking working. They're all there gambling. It's fucking dark, degenerate shit. You might try to fuck a waitress after hours if you can wait long enough, and, like, it's just like that. The heyday of the Comedy Store. And now it's all fucking preppy. It's just like, it's just lame. There's no danger there anymore. There was none. I still like it. I think it'll come back after all the stars left. But, like, man, once they lock the door, once they lock that back door because of, like, liability, it's like, fuck, this place changed.
Well, I tell you what, I liked every phase of the Comedy Store.
Yeah, you like it.
It's
It's not bad. It's just not as good.
I like.
Right.
Well, you got to remember again. I walked out of there with my own 2 feet in 2007. True. I didn't crawl out. Nobody threw me out. Nobody banned me.
Yeah.
I said one day that if I started at, I'll give you a name. If I started at Royal Oak Comedy Club, what's the name of the club in
Royal Oak, Michigan.
Let's just say I started at Dr. Grin's.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say I started at Uncle Vinny's. How long is my window at Uncle Vinny's from the time I get on stage to the time I become a headliner? It's about 7 years. And then he's going to tell me that then I headline New Year's, I'll headline Thanksgiving, I'll headline the 4th of July, I'll headline all those dates.
Up and down. Yeah.
And after about 2 years of that, somebody has to come to you and say, come here, Ari, listen, you've already overstayed your welcome by 2 years. It's time to go to L.A. and show the boys what you got.
Yeah.
I thought about the same thing when it came to the Comedy Store. When all that shit was going down, when I felt the tide changing the same way I felt L.A., the reason why I left. I felt something wasn't right. I took myself out of there. Within 6 minutes, there was a video, Rogan going off on Carlos. There were other videos, other things happening there, and next thing you know, the Comedy Store was done. I looked at it and I go, I got to give it a breather.
Yeah, me too at that time.
I had to give it a breather. I gave it a breather for 7 fucking years I didn't step foot in there, and I wasn't banned from there.
No, I mean,
Nobody-
I spent about 2. It was the same thing. I drove by on my way home. You know, I lived like down the block. So I drove by and I was about to pull in. It was after that time where they just like, for whatever reason, they decided to ban Joe Rogan for whatever the shit is. But like after that Mencia stuff, we were like the height of the comedy world for about 2 days. Todd Glass was like, I didn't have internet where I was. I had to run to my manager's office just so I could watch that video. So for 2 days, everybody was talking about it. And then they go, we're banning Joe Rogan. I just felt disgusted by it for a minute. It wasn't even a decision. I just pulled in to come in and I go, I don't want to be here. And I just kept driving, went home, started going to the Improv more. Every time I drove by, I mean, I lived like literally a block and a half away. I just felt like, blech, for about 2 years. And then I was like, I didn't feel blech anymore, and I went in. But, you know, yeah, you took off longer than I did. Weird.
I believe
Weird
in
not
giving
doing
things a break. I believe in not letting somebody come to you and tell you it's time to go. Nobody should tell you it's time to go. You
They had to
should
tell
fucking
Cal
go.
Ripken.
You know what,
They had to tell
man?
Cal Ripken, like, dude, you got to move to third. We can't.
Yeah.
You're not good anymore, dude. We respect you, but like, come on, man. You already have the record.
I can't believe you threw Cal Ripken in there, cocksucker. I like Cal Ripken. Listen, I
John
gotta
Marma.
run. I love you, cocksucker. I'm happy you took the time to do this today, man.
Yeah.
And I'll be seeing you soon.
I love you.
Hopefully one of these nights I'll drop in the stand at fucking Tuesday and see you.
You're
I
welcome
told
anytime.
Jimmy's gonna come over, Florentine, so text him. 'Cause
Down
I spoke
over where?
to- He's gonna come
You?
and see you at the
Oh,
stand
great.
on a Tuesday if you want him
Oh,
to.
hell yeah. Of
I
course.
told him you were doing that at the outside patio, and he said he'd go over and see you one of the nights.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Outside till I'm back. Then I'm back
I'm
in,
happy
but-
that you told me you feel weird on stage because, man, I felt like shit up there. And usually when I hit the stage, I feel like a new man. It's like the fountain of youth.
It's fun though. It's fun to be nervous again. You're like, oh, what do I say? I have my notebook out. I have my notebook out to the fucking coffee shops.
I wasn't even nervous.
Well,
That's what really got me because I usually have a little fear before I go on stage.
Yeah.
You don't like that fear, but that's the fear that makes you kill on stage. I wasn't getting that fear. I wasn't getting that fear, and I remembered that
Take a break, like you said.
towards the end of before the pandemic, I was such on fire. Like before the pandemic, those fucking last 90 days, I was doing the best comedy I was ever doing in my life. I was going up there every night. I was fucking rocking.
I saw you at Town Hall. You
The
fucking
road.
destroyed
Yeah.
that place.
I was fucking on a different level and just, you know, I was in the middle of writing new material. I was writing new material and this pandemic hit. And I don't know. Listen, man, we change. Just the fact that I haven't smoked pot in 7 days, that's got to tell you something. You know, and I'm calling people that I'm dear friends with and going, what could this be? And the best answer I got was Dean Delray. He said that maybe my body's not that stressed out anymore. And that's one thing that is real. Just getting that desperation, those people away from you, that detox from LA, that get that fucking bugs off me, I felt so much better. I'm sleeping better. You know, I'm just I'm mentally better all around. So
The problem is you can't really write material until you're on stage because your body
You
doesn't
don't
make
know.
you. There's no like flight or flight. So you got to get on there, bomb, and then you're like, oh shit, I need material. So it's like you can't write until it's after you already needed it. It's a nutty thing.
It's crazy that I've been doing what Paul Mooney said. Paul Mooney always said to be a good writer, you have to be entertained at all times. If you want to entertain, you should go get entertained. You know, so I picked up
Live
the
music.
guitar. That was a positive during all
What
this.
did you do?
I
You
picked
started
up
playing
the
guitar?
guitar and I started playing the guitar and doing lessons. And
Damn.
every time I play the guitar, I feel creative. Like when I start fucking around, I don't know what I'm doing. When I'm doing the lesson, I'm uptight. I'm very rigid. But it's just like stand-up. It's like doing material and improvising. When you're doing material, you're very rigid. I found myself very rigid on stage for a while.
Because you were just like delivering lines that someone else wrote. Even
Well,
though
you have
wrote
to.
it.
When somebody
it's just like-
listen,
get
there was
you.
a big difference in the way I looked at comedy over the years. When I was working with Rogan and headlining on my own, those stupid clubs, I didn't really give a fuck what came out of my mouth. The best special I did was the first one. I don't even know what it's called. Like the first one I did with Lee, because it's either you or the priest. I love that special because it was written on the way down to Brea. It was written in the car on the way down to Brea.
You told me that one of the This Is Not Happenings we did, and it was the same thing where it was like, because people are like, how do you book people? I'm like, depends if they've proven themselves or not. You obviously prove yourself over and over again. So you told that Zoraida story, and you're like, Ari, I don't want to tell this on stage until I tell it on stage, until we record it. And I'm like, dude, do whatever you want. I wouldn't allow that for most people. You, maybe Jay, you know. But you're like, yeah, I don't want to go over this. I want to be on the spot. And so it's like, then do it. Then do that. And it was fucking amazing.
It was amazing.
You were so fucking in the moment.
That's big for me. Sometimes my problem with stand-up was I get caught up with the material. It's not about the material. It's what's going on inside you at the moment.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might write something. It's 2 months old. Now it's part of the special. It's part of this fucking thing, and it's like it's not even you anymore, but you got to use the special. You need the time, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't like about comedy. Like I told these people on the podcast, I go, if you guys want, I'll just fucking charge you $40 and fucking go on the road and go out there and talk shit for 40 minutes. Even though you're going to pay $40 for 2 tickets, you're going to pay for a babysitter and dinner, I could be the biggest piece of shit in the world. I'm a thief. I've done it before. I just go up there and sing songs. I don't give a fuck. I'll do a whole monologue on the Cuban Missile Crisis. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. I want to give them the best that I could be. So when I'm ready and that pen starts fucking flowing and I start doing little guest sets, because that's how the only way I'm going to bring myself back.
You got to do shows where people don't know you. That's what separates you and me and some other people too, where it's like, it's a respect for the audience. Like, guys, I could just go up here, but like, I'd rather not make any money.
I'd rather not make any money on it.
Take your cash and not give you a really good show.
I don't want to leave and come to my hotel room and have somebody on Twitter go, that was the worst fucking show I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Joey, you didn't even fucking try. So that's where I stand. I love you, cocksucker.
Love you too, buddy.
Don't forget
I'm on YouTube now. My podcast is on YouTube now, finally.
Okay, so they let you back on?
They let me back on YouTube. I made me promise not to have Milo on ever again. And I said, we'll see.
Where the fuck is Milo Yiannopoulos? He's done.
He's back. He's heterosexual. He said he's no longer gay, and he was a sodomite, and he apologizes for it. He said it's disgusting.
How the fuck do people that are gay just stop being gay one day? Like that chick from Donnie Brasco. She was eating out Ellen's asshole for years while she was getting roles. And then one day she's like, I don't want to do movies no more. I'm going to get a husband and get married. What happened to your fucking time as a lesbian?
What happened to you?
What the fuck? You weren't a weeblo? You know, you got to be a weeblo before you get the way you're going to go. Now you're not a weeblo no more. What the fuck? I love you, cocksucker. Stay black.
I'll see you soon, buddy. I love you. I'll come over in a few weeks.
Okay, I'll be in touch. We'll talk about that other thing, too. We'll surprise these cocksuckers.
All right.
All right, stay black. Happy Rosh Hashanah.
We got some time.
You got it.
I love you. My dad says hello.
Send him my love.
I did. All right.
I hope you enjoyed my little tete-a-tete with Ari. You know me. I'm like fucking Sting every step I take now. Now you got to be fucking careful. I hope you enjoyed this little tete-a-tete with Ari. I had a great time seeing him. Don't forget, if you're in New York City, Jersey area, he's doing a fucking thing at the Stand every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock outside. If you're COVID fucking scared, at least you're outside. It's the spring now in New York City, so it's a fall time. Right now, while I got you, I want to thank our sponsors. Our first sponsor, as usual, is Onnit. Don't forget to go to Onnit.com right now. They're having their semi-annual sale. Codes do not exist. Their prices are so low that if you type in Joey at church, you get dick. Just go to Onnit right now. Read up on Alpha Brain, Shroom Tech Sport, Shroom Tech Immune, all the great products that they have, the CMT. I mean, they've got, listen, if you don't like pills, they got Alpha Brain, which I drink at the gym now in a fucking powder. You put it in, you shake it up, you take it to the gym with you, you can drink your Alpha Brain while you're at your gym. That's how much I like Onnit. They have been with me. I have been with them for close to 10 years. I have been using their products for close to 10 years, and I like everything they do. Their snack, their protein chocolate peanut butter snack, and the coconut almond bites, the 9 grams of protein, 2 more grams in an egg, like 5 grams of sugar. Guys, if you're asking yourself, Joey, how'd you lose the weight? That's my new snack at night. Salami has been gone from my fucking life, and cheese on white. It's just Shroom Tech fucking, I do the little bites at night if I get hungry. I eat an apple, I eat a protein bite, so at least I get 9 grams of protein with my fucking little midnight snack, and I go nappy nunu with the Michael Jackson tea, but never mind that. Go to Onnit.com right now, press in church, and go to semi-annual sale. If the sale is over and you press in church, you get 10% off delivered to your house. It's that fucking easy. The joint is also brought to you by CBD Lion. I love these motherfuckers with all my heart. They've even got a reefer now for CBD. So if you want to smoke it through your lungs, you could smoke it. They got a bath ball. They got a cream. They got a roll-on. They got tape. CBD Lion brings you CBD from all fucking angles. You understand me? They got CBD melatonin gummies that'll put you in fucking la-la land like I am at night. I've been switching in between them, the tea. You got to fucking keep yourself fresh at night. But trust me, if you're having pain, anxiety, irritability, you don't know what the fuck's going on, CBD Lion. Go to cbdlion.com and read the third-party lab results. You're going to be fucking amazed. This isn't from some fucking guy at a gas station with a fucking birthmark on his face. No. This is real CBD. You understand me? This thing carried me through my surgery. That cream was tremendous. The tape was tremendous. I mean, the bath ball, I go upstairs to my tub. I just sit in there for 30 minutes and soak my fucking knee. When it comes to CBD, CBD Lion is the brand that you're looking for. Go to cbdlion.com right now and press in Joey or Church and get 20% off your order delivered to your house. They also had a huge sale recently. They also gave away a PlayStation 5. I mean, they're a great company. I love doing business with them. I've been there forever. Other people reach out. Joey, could you please? No, I'm with CBD Lion. So like I said, go to cbdlion.com right now, press in Joey or Church, and get 20% off, and you get the CBD delivered to your fucking house. And that's it, and that's that. It was another great weekend of Uncle Joey's Joint. I'm happy you got to join. I want to thank Ari. I want to thank Onnit. I want to thank ZipRecruiter. I want to thank CBD Lion. Don't forget, there's a great UFC card this week. Fucking tremendous. I will highlight it. I will be on Instagram on Saturday night to give you who my picks are. DraftKings as usual. Code Joey. They'll take care of you. Tell them I sent you. And without further notice, I love you cocksuckers with all my heart. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of Uncle Joey's Joint. And don't forget the NFTs come out tonight, Patreon. I love you cocksuckers with all my heart. Stay black and have a great weekend.